Alright guys, well I'm back today to discuss a brand new bolt carrier group from KAK Industries, the K-Spec AR15 BCG. This is a very interesting bolt carrier group that has a lot of nice features that really advance what a BCG does, but makes it drop-in ready with any AR on the market. In fact, one of these ones I was running just drops in a standard upper assembly with no issues whatsoever, and these small subtle improvements really make a difference in the function of a rifle as well as long-term durability of the rifle, especially with some of these new features. Now the K-Spec BCG is available on their site, and all of that information can be found on the campsite page and the campsite page in the description below. If you're looking for deal alerts and updates on a lot of different things, you'll want to check out a lot of the platforms besides YouTube like Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, as well as my Patreon page for daily updates and deals, and you can find more codes and discounts. And speaking of codes, KAK Industries included a coupon code 704TACTICAL for 10% off anything on their site, including their famous sound redirects, upper assemblies that I just did a review on. Anything on their site, you'll be able to save 10% off, so definitely check them out even if you're not looking to buy a BCG. I also have a ton of reviews on their products, and again, I just did a review of one of their 14.5-inch pinned and welded upper assemblies, so check that out. But let's talk about this new BCG and what it offers over other bolts. One of the first thing I want to mention is the fact that it has a slotted angled carrier. And when you look at a traditional angled carrier like this one from KAK, they run great. There's no real issues with them. But this slotted carrier, as you see right here, has these grooves cut in at the top and bottom, which actually removes debris from critical surfaces and puts it to places that don't actually matter. So if you are gathering a lot of gas and debris, these slots are going to move them out of the way, and they don't affect function normally. So you can drop it in and you don't even notice they're there. It runs just like normal, but when debris starts building up, these grooves are going to pick them up and slide them to places that don't matter to allow the upper to run longer without cleaning in adverse conditions. So that is a great touch. You may notice that there are actually no gas vent holes in the side of the carrier like you would see in a traditional bolt right here. Now these will vent gases out the side, some of the extra gases that are coming back through here. What this one does is moves those gas holes to the bottom of the BCG so it doesn't flush them back into your face. They also have different heat tests because this gas diversion kind of goes back down into the lower. It doesn't affect anything heat-wise. It doesn't heat anything too much because the majority of your gases are coming down the barrel through the gas tube and then pushing back on the gas key, and then it's going backwards. But the gas vent holes coming out the bottom are going to redirect some of that gas that normally comes out the side of the carrier down. So if you are running it suppressed or you're running it hot and you're just running a ton of ammo, those gases aren't blowing back in your face. So it's a very nice touch, and these are well thought out things that don't really affect the function anyways in the negative, but only increase the positive function of the bolt-in carrier. The next thing I want to mention is actually part of the bolt itself. You can see the traditional one has only one ejector right here, but this one has two ejectors, and that is really going to push those spent shell casings out there in a consistent manner. So that is a great addition to this bolt itself. It's also just an incredibly nice bolt when you look at material specs. When you're looking at this, we've got the updated features that I discussed, but it also has the full auto profile. The Permatex is added between the gas key and the carrier mating surface. The carrier is 8620 steel, and the outside bolt runs and gas bore grooves are ground down to 0.002 tolerances, and then they are a nitride finish. That is felt when you rack the bolt inside an AR. You can really tell this thing has that added lubricity of the nitride finish, and the tolerances are spot on, which are very nice, and it's very appreciated in a high quality BCG. You can drop this into something and know you're getting top tier performance out of it. The bolt itself is actually 9310 steel, and again, the outside diameter is ground to 0.002 tolerances. Now, I actually work in the manufacturing sector, and you have to pay a lot of money to do that, but it doesn't translate a ton into the cost of this BCG. When you're looking at this, these added features are not breaking the bank, especially with the discount code. It's also MPI tested and nitride finished as well, and you can see those detailed specs and features put right in there. The extractor itself, the extractor spring, is very stiff as well, again matched up with the performance of these ejectors, and it just functions flawlessly down at the range. You can actually see the K-Spec BCG in action on the full upper assembly review that I've done from K Industries, and it puts the brass in a nice pile, so you get a good quality setup that just is very consistent in its approach to removing those spent shell casings and depositing them on the ground in a nice little pile. So that's pretty cool. The firing pin is 8740 steel. It's Swiss turned, heat treated, precision ground, and then chrome plated. And the extractor and cam pin are both 4140 steel. The extractor pin is S7 stool steel, ground and heat treated, and the ejector is also S7 tool steel. The gas key is 4130 steel and heat treated and used with T25 Torx fasteners, torque to spec, and then staked with a hydraulic staking machine. So, I mean, what you're talking about is a truly professional grade BCG. Now, the KAK BCGs that I've been using have had no issues, but these little adjustments and these little upgrades and updates to the BCG make it perfect for that premium build you may want to be putting together. Also, if you've had problems with your BCG in the past and you're thinking about upgrading and you want to spend a little bit more money over the standard BCG, this would be a great option. It's been functioning great down at the range, so I figured I would do an overview and also kind of mention this as a deal alert. The 10% off, again, is valid on everything on their website, including the muzzle devices, and some of my favorite affordable sound redirects come from KAK. These start off at about $25 or $24 for the slimline version. They have them in half by 28, 5/8 by 24, and half by 36 threads. They have incredibly long ones, which are nice because you can bury them inside rail systems. If you decided you want an upper assembly with a suppressor on the end of it, you wanted to remove that suppressor that normally hides under a rail, that's a good thing to take up space underneath it. They also have comps, flash hiders, brakes, and a ton of other muzzle devices for right at about $15, which is very affordable. And then you add that code for 10% off. It's a great opportunity to save yourself some money. All that information will be on the campsite page, and the campsite page will be in the description below. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one.